Good evening, soldiers. Welcome back to Demon Souls. Last episode, we got our starting weapon, the Uchigatana. This episode, I haven't quite decided yet. I don't know if we're going to want to go to Stonefang first, or if we're going to want to go to... if we want to go to Stonefang first, or if we want to go back to Boletaria. A couple of things I should mention. Off-screen, I did grind up a bit. Increased my soul count a little bit. And what else did we do? I bought a lot of arrows for reasons that will become clear, hopefully, in this episode. But before we continue, Ostrava is now up here, so let's go ahead and talk to him.
At its peak, Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. In the distant southern kingdom, Boletaria was known as paradise on earth. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land.
Getting a little bit more information about Ostrava's father.
Here in Boletaria, we speak of the legend of the two swords and the last hero. The two swords are Demonbrand and Soulbrand. One sword banishes that which befouls man, and the other banishes man himself. The last hero is old King Doran. King Doran is the everlasting one, founder of Boletaria and protector of the two swords. Of course, only according to legend. But in the dark state of our land, legends are all we can depend upon.
So Ostrava tells us about the legend of Demonbrand and Soulbrand. From the sounds of it, he does seem to believe the legend, because, as he said, in dark times like this, legends are basically all that we can rely on. Which, I guess, now thinking about it, I guess that doesn't necessarily mean he believes in the legend, but that, just considering how things have gone to hell, that's all he has to believe in anymore.
But in the dark state of our land, legends are all we can depend upon.
Case in point. Okie dokie. I actually think I did level up a little bit off screen. Soul level 11. A little bit more, which we're gonna go ahead and level up a little bit. Insert innuendo here. Let's see. I think our strength and dexterity are pretty good for now. Just because I can't stand it, I want it at 14. The rest we'll put into endurance for today. Yeah, we can go up a little bit more. 15. Yeah, we'll go one more. And we should be able to do 2 more into vitality. Alright, that ought to be good for a little while. Let's see if we can actually equip some more armor now. We have fat roll? Nope, we're good. Maybe we can do, well, Thomas has the rest of it, which, before we do that, I want to see if I still got some stuff that we need to go over. I don't think I went over all of these last time, so we'll just briefly look at them. A long spear with wing-like protrusions on the tip. Hello, phone. It's like a rapier, but with a longer reach. Spears have a narrow attack range, but deal heavy damage. They work well against metal armor and hard scales, blah 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 blah. We've all read that before. Compound shortbow, however, I don't believe we've read at all. A small composite bow. It's fortified with materials besides wood, and therefore requires additional strength to wield. Ranged weapons require one to equip arrows as well as a bow. When an arrow is ready, the user may aim carefully with L1. Wooden Catalyst, the most basic tool for using spells. To use spells, the following conditions must be met. You've learned a spell, you've memorized a learned spell, you have a catalyst equipped, you have the MP required to cast a spell. Talisman is the same thing, except for miracles. Kite shield we've been over before. I don't think I went over the purple flame shield. An old large shield painted into vivid in vivid purple. It's quite heavy and very effective against flame attacks. The origin of its characteristic design is unknown. This equipment holds many mysteries. Interesting. More than likely, this was a shield that was used to combat dragons, specifically the wyvern that is at Boletaria, because as it does say, it's very effective against flame attacks, and I imagined some poor unsuspecting Boletarian soldier had this equipped and was still fried by the wyvern. And I think that is it. Ring of gas resistance, I don't believe we went over that. A soft ring bearing a bright red seal increases resistance against bleeding, made by Jerry, a friend of Sage Frank, the visionary, who is known for his magical handicrafts. The seal's design is a fissure. Cling ring, everything else seems to be in order, so let's talk to Thomas again. We'll deposit some items. We don't need our Bladestone. That's what I got while I was grinding off screen. Don't need the spear. We don't need these yet either. We'll come back for those later, because I think I am going to go ahead and learn a miracle or a spell, one of the two, or possibly both. We do need to go over this, though. Ed's Grindstone. I don't think I went over Old Spice either. You know, the shampoo. An Old Spice with a pungently sweet smell. Restores a large amount of the user's MP. It is made by mixing various fermented ingredients. Because of its sharp smell and often unsavory brewers, it has been prohibited in some region. It makes me wonder if they're actually making a jab at the actual Old Spice product, which would be extremely funny. Ed's Grindstone, a sharpening stone used by Ed the blacksmith of Stonefang. Reduces the wear on the right-handed weapon and restores its durability. Okay, so let me double check, make sure I don't have to drop off anything else. I think we're in good shape. Okay, I think we're good now.
You have a hat.
Thank you, Thomas. Oh, damn it, I forgot. I was gonna see if I can equip the chest piece for the fluted armor. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And I sincerely hope I... Okay. No, we still got fat roll, so we won't carry this with us then. At least we were able to equip the gauntlets. No, we want to deposit. Okay.
You have a heart.
So while we did that, I think I've decided that we're going to go to Boletaria today. I don't think we're going to be beating the actual boss, but we're going to do some work here. And we're back. So today, as many of you might have already guessed, I think we're going to take out the red dragon, as it's called, even though it's actually a wyvern, as I've gone over many times before. And although this is a very long process, we can, if we do manage to do it successfully, we are going to be able to access the White World Tendency event here much sooner than expected. And then we don't have to worry about dying in Boletaria anytime soon, at least. After that, we can manipulate it to go to Black World Tendency, and then, you know, that'll be a thing. Sorry about that. I had to cut a bit. I was sending a text message to a certain lovely lady. Okay, so I forget. I actually did some research on these guys, and I forget what they're actually called. That goes to show the research how much research I did into that. But something I didn't comment on when we first encountered these guys, if you look at their shield, it seems to bear the same insignia that we saw in episode 2, I believe it was, which leads me to believe that, excuse you, phone, I really should mute that, which leads me to believe that these gels, I'll just call them that for now, I forget what they're called, were once Boletarian knights. Assuming, of course, that symbol is of the Boletarian military, which I imagine it is, considering it's here. And we didn't get to go over this too in-depth just because I was kind of rushed for time, but that's the actual Boletarian Palace over there. As I mentioned before, this seems to merely be the wall defending the palace. And of course the Wyvern is doing bombing runs across the bridge, so we gotta be very careful. It also does look like some fluted knights were here as well. Again, mentioned before, they hail from southern Boletaria, which that could also just be that, hey, we don't have enough models to put here. Let's put this model here. But then again, it also, from a lore perspective, it could mean that southern Boletaria was called to come help out with the Boletarian invasion. Which I would like to think that that's exactly what happened. And that would also explain why Ostrava is here, considering if word was sent out from an actual Boletarian castle, they would obviously go down to southern Boletaria to request reinforcements. Meaning that the corpses down there could be an advanced force that left long before Ostrava left as well. Speaking of Ostrava, I've never seen him come up here before. Hello. Ostrava, where are you going? Okay. Something tells me he's going to get himself killed. I sincerely hope not. You know what? I better go follow him because if he dies, that's going to be very annoying. I don't want that to happen. We'll at least go down here and clear out the area just to make sure that he doesn't get himself killed. Which I don't think he would. But Souls games are very unfair with NPCs. Now, where did you go? There you are. Okay, Ostrava, I'm going to follow you down here. We're going to take out everybody we can. And you are going to be a good boy and stay down here, so you don't die. Oh, wow. Would you look at you, Ostrava? You managed to take down all the or what seemed to be all the Dreglings. Maybe we won't have to worry about you after all. I've never seen him go up there before. And normally, after you save him down here, obviously he spawns at the Nexus, which makes me wonder why he's back here, or if I've just never actually noticed that he does come back here. We're just gonna be on the safe side because I want to make sure that he doesn't die, because he's a very important character. That would be bad if he died. That wasn't good. Okay, you are dead. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier about the Uchi-Katana, but it's very fragile. So if you bang it up against the wall like I am doing right now, it's probably gonna break fast. Hello, doggies. Descendants of DD, or ancestors rather. Hello. Okay. So we're good. Some more Boletarian soldiers up here. Soldier. Okay, and the Dregling merchants. So Ostrava should be fine now. Keyword should, as long as he doesn't get antsy into pants and decides to play it hero and go out on the runway where the dragon's doing its bombing runs. Which I don't think his AI is programmed to do so, so I'm willing to believe that he won't be that dumb. Hopefully, at least. Because if Ostrava dies, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. So now that we are here, we can begin preparations for defeating the dragon. This is a very long process, so I apologize. Equip your arrows. I believe you want at least 200 arrows. Of course, I wanted to be on the safe side and make sure I had more than enough. Press L1, you can go to your aim, and R1, of course, is to fire. So I'm actually going to cut or speed this up because I'm sure you guys don't want to see me stand here for 20 minutes trying to kill a dragon with arrows. So I will return momentarily. So I think he's almost dead. Almost. Hopefully, at least, because I joked saying that you guys would see me sitting here for 20 minutes. It has been 30 minutes as of right now. Like I said, this part is very tedious. And as far as I know, there's no other way to kill the dragon other than this, if I'm not mistaken. The blue one, however, I believe there is another way to kill it, but I'll have to do a little bit of research in order to do so. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and instead we'll just kill this one for the time being. But something else I should mention. Unlike Dark Souls, when you use a bow... Oh, never mind. I'm full of it. I was going to say our stamina doesn't decrease. It decreases a little bit, but not as drastically as Dark Souls does. Unless that's just because that this is the shit tier bow and it doesn't use up much stamina. But he should be going down here shortly. When he flies in close like that, it's very hard to tell where his health bar is, because the screen does shaky cam. But he's almost done. Almost. I'd say when we get to 170, that should be enough. Oh, he's fucking dead. Okay. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show off his body because it's actually a pretty cool effect where it falls down, and it kind of falls down in this direction, somewhere down there. But while we're on the topic, you can see that there is another set of walls down there. If I had to guess, this is probably where the commoner citizens actually live, and of course up here being Boletaria. I just imagine that that's the where all the commoners live. It does look like there's a cathedral right in the middle, which is very interesting. I say cathedral, but it could be anything. And of course, you know, zooming in is not going to do much because that's just a texture down there. They're actually just a JPEG, just straight up a JPEG. But from the looks of, you can see a path that heads up towards the mountains. What look to be farmhouses down there. Of course, the main city. There's a lake over there. And for the most part, it doesn't actually look like it leads up to the palace. Of course, the path just ends down there, but we don't know exactly where it goes. It could go up all around the mountain and towards the front gates, and then, of course, up to here, which I'm inclined to believe. I'm not going to put too much time into thinking about it because I'm sure it's just there to add some scenery. Alright, so now that we have that taken care of, we do not want to go down here. We want to go back over here. But of course now the dragon is dead, so we never have to worry about him ever again. Pick up some moongrass. I would heal, but I don't feel the need to do so right now. Let's see. We're gonna go drop off some stuff. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna go drop off some stuff because now that we've technically killed, that is considered another boss. So as you can see, our world tendency is now at pure white. So now we have unlocked the ability to do the event here, which I may die. We'll see how that goes. Good thing is, though, if I'm not mistaken, even if I do fail, I can still go back. Because once you unlock it, it's unlocked, if I'm not mistaken. Because the next part is not for pushover. The character that we're going to be doing battle with is no pushover. So I'm going to go down here just to see if the door did in fact open up, which I'm almost 100% sure it did. Take out some draglings on the way, get a little bit of extra souls. Excuse me. I believe I talked about the spear in the last episode. so I won't go over that again. Actually, we're going to want to enter down there to get all the items first, then we'll head back to the Nexus. Because I can't tell you how many times I've gone down there, beaten the boss, or quote-unquote boss, the NPC that's down there, and then had my equipment burden up to where I can't carry any of the items that you get. So, that's a thing. And it's not open. Why aren't you open? Maybe I have to despawn first. Let's try that. Because we are at pure white tendency, so hopefully I didn't screw up somewhere along the way. Okay. So, I sincerely hope that the door is unlocked, because if not, whoops. We are indeed going to have to beat the next boss. I don't believe they've patched that. It would be... Well, I guess it isn't open. That's strange. Maybe it is because I died at the very beginning. But it doesn't look like it's open, so we will have to come back here later. Well, to finish off today's episode, we'll make our way to the boss. We'll get all the items, but we won't actually fight the boss today. Just because I'll fully admit I'm actually backing up my save data, because I do want to show off as much as I possibly can. So if I die, at least I'll have a backup, and we can continue along the way along the path that I've set for us. I wouldn't consider it cheap. And I'll fully admit that I'm not the best at this game. I'm decent, and I'm better than most of the average players that play, but by no means am I an expert. Like, for instance, Epic Namebro, a German Spy. I don't know how Plague of Gripes does on this particular game, but I know he's very good at Dark Souls. You know, the good people, unlike me. I actually haven't even seen any actual gameplay footage of Vaati. Like, I'm subscribed to Vaati, but I don't think I've watched a single video by him. Oh, fucking Bloodborne. I blame Bloodborne for this. Okay. You know what? Screw you guys. I did perfectly fine earlier when I was fighting you, and now you guys are going to be dicks about this. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about Bloodborne because I've been playing the Old Hunter DLC, and I'm so used to doing the dodge that you can do when you're locked on, which is why I just rolled directly into this creature. Okay. So if we head up here, we'll come back to the bridge, and as I mentioned earlier, the Wyvern is now gone, so we never have to worry about its bombing runs ever again. Let's go ahead and top ourselves off, just to be on the safe side. Hello, phone. I forgot to mute you. It's alright. It's alright. I'll make sure to do it for our next episode. That way you guys don't have to hear my ringtone. Even though I wish I could change it to something Metal Gear related, but that's beyond that's beside the point. Face our Kung Lao brother up here. You and your dumb hat. I don't like those hats. Like, I'm very particular about the hats I like. Like some fedoras are fine, but like, even though I despise my southern heritage, I do admit that some cowboy hats, not the generic crappy ones, like the mix between a fedora and a cowboy hat, I like those. Like, for instance, I'm also playing Fallout 4 right now, and there's a particular hat in there called the Militia hat that I enjoy very much. But no, we're talking about hats today. We don't want to talk about hats. We want to talk about demons and their souls. Of course, a negative of the Wyvern being gone, we have to face all the enemies here. Which, not to say that they are very tough, but they are annoying. Fuck you. And the regen. I'm so used to regen. And we got the spike shield. We'll go over that momentarily when we get to the end of the area. Some more fluted night corpses, which is weird. This one actually doesn't seem to be charred like these are. Very interesting. I don't know what that could imply. I'm willing to bet somebody forgot to char the body, though. I'm looking at you, developers. Excellent. Excellent. Amazing. Okie dokie. Ooh, another body that's not charred. Interesting. That could imply that some people made it across the bridge and their death was not due to the dragon. But I'm sure somebody just forgot to texture the burned model, or actually put in the burned model, which is probably the same thing that happened with these horses. We got the Soldier's Lotus. We're almost there. Almost there. Yeah, so unfortunately today's going to be a little bit shorter than normal just because of our endeavors with the dragon. Wyvern. But, ooh, which reminds me, I need to read the soul that we got from the dragon. And I also might want to stop by at the Nexus at the end to cash in my souls just in case I die like an idiot against the boss. Which hopefully I don't. Well, either way, I'm going to be backing it up as I mentioned, so... That's another thing. When you die in Demon Souls, you might notice that the... Ooh, a Stone of Ephemeral Eye. I didn't know that was here. Very nice. Whenever you die, well, if you look at the top right now, the little blue circle that was there, that indicates autosaving. As soon as you die, that pops up almost immediately. However, if you're quick enough and press the PS button before it finishes, you can actually manipulate it to where you start at your last checkpoint rather than, last checkpoint rather than the time it saved once you died. A little finicky, but you can do it. As a matter of fact, I did it while I was grinding. Which, you son of a bitch. How dare you use the grass? How dare you? Yes, you are dead. Got some late moon grass. Be careful with those archers up there. They're rather annoying. As well as this archer. You need to die. Excellent. Amazing. We got another Boletarian Knight up here. Backstab. You love it. Nailed it. Oh, we're probably going to want to repair our Uchikatana before we continue along to fight the boss. Ah, lizard! Lizard! Son of a bitch. Don't you despawn. An annoying thing about these guys is that they like to despawn. And once they do so, they never come back, unlike in Dark Souls. Thankfully we were able to do so. Alright, so we've got a couple of archers up here, crossbowmen. dead. Ooh, another Stone of Ephemeral Eye. I don't remember there being that many up here. I'm not complaining, though. Another way we can manipulate our world tendency later. Provided I don't die. And we got Royal Lotus. I think that's it. Is it already... Yes, it is, indeed. I don't know why, but I thought there was a gate that we needed to open up before we could head down there. But it looks like we're in good shape. Maybe I was thinking about this, but I don't think you can interact with it. No, you cannot. Which, that's interesting. Where do these lead up to? Ah, I see. So, I imagine if you... Oh, where did those lead? I guess they all work in conjunction. Interesting. It looks as though that is the mechanism that will lock through gates right there. Ah, and I see where the other one goes now. This little drawbridge, even though it doesn't look like a drawbridge. But apparently it is. Yeah, it doesn't look like this would work quite that way. I don't know. I'm not an architect, so I don't know. Maybe it would work. Okie dokie, so here's the next area for the boss. If you look carefully, you can kind of see a big-ass shield over there. But before we do so, I'm going to call it a day. We're going to read our new items real quick, and then we're going to call it a day. So we got the small flame scale demon soul. The soul of the demon Red Flying Dragon. It radiates a strong power. Grants the holder a large number of souls when used. I believe we can also use it for a boss weapon, but we will see later. I don't remember actually. I'll have to look into that. What else did we pick up today? We got White Eye Stones. We've already read those. Already went over that. I don't think we went over Darkmoon Grass. A medicinal herb named for the lunar phase. Completely restores the user's HP and fully heals status ailments. The effect of moon herbs changes according to the condition they're in. Dark moon herbs are rare, midnight blossoms that are said to be derived from the new moon herbs. Okay. I don't think we've... I think these are actually 2 new items that we haven't got yet. A large shard of Sharp's ore. Enhances daggers, blah blah blah. A basic ore that evenly increases the power of a weapon. Weapons can be strengthened by Sharpstone up to a maximum level of 10. Chunk of Sharpstone. A chunk of sharp ore enhances daggers, blah blah blah. It's basically just a bigger version. I'll go to souls. We've got over that. We do need to go over the spike shield. A shield with countless spikes, yes. In front of it, on the front. It is also meant to be used for attacking and can be used to pierce the enemy. This is one of the rarer weapons and does not often see use in combat, which makes me believe that there is a some pampered duke or some sort that was down here and was like, hey, I'm gonna use this cool shield, and then instantly ate shit. And that is all we have. But let's see if these spikes are actually countless. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Yes, countless. Anywho, let's take a look at our equipment. It does not say what our weapons condition is in. Amazing. Ah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. 43 out of 70. So yeah, we're probably going to want to go and repair that. Or I could just fight with the longsword. I haven't decided yet. But regardless, we're not going to be fighting the boss today. We are going to call it a day. I'll decide what I want to do next, and I will see you guys in the next episode. As always, this is X-Rated169, signing